Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome to the Diaspora Point. This is your host, Aumabella. Today, we are going to tackle an issue that is of concern to every household, and that is health. Every family frights whenever a member is sick because of the expenses involved. And this is a phenomenon that is all over the world. Everywhere in the world, whenever there's a sickness, we are talking about big figures. We are talking about large amounts that would be required to see a loved one through an illness for treatment, for the doctors, for prescription, for any therapy that may be required. And that is why in 2016, the African Union made a resolution that all African member countries should have a universal health care system. So we today are going to look at what is that doing and how would that work. But we are not going to look at an African country. We are going to look at a country that has been practicing healthcare for all for many years before, and how they have close to perfected it. It may not be perfect, but it is working. And the country we are going to look at today is the Canadian Healthcare for All. Now, the guest that we have today is a Kenyan Canadian who has benefited greatly from this system. And so, may I introduce you to our guest? May I request our guest to introduce herself? Rose, karibu sana. Please introduce yourself to our audience fully. Thank you.
Thank you, Bella. My name is Rose Nilkwaka. I became a senior citizen recently, and I'm really honored to be here. I was born in Siaya County, that is Ugenya, in Kenya, in the Siaya County in Kenya. And I came to Canada in about exactly 10 years ago. And I'm really happy to be in the studio and to talk with you today.
Karibu Rose. So now you are a
Yes.
Canadian,
So,
of course, a Kenyan Canadian, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that
Yes.
is, you acquired this status 10 years ago, right?
No, I'm a permanent resident.
Yes.
But I've applied for Canadian citizenship.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
Now, you
Yes.
are also president of the Luo Women Association in Toronto for the last 3 years, right?
Yes. It's actually, I was the president between 2020 and 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was the president for that time.
Yes.
I'm currently the treasurer of a Canada-wide organization called Kenya Ramogi Community in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it's for people from the same community in Kenya who are living in Canada. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, for this interview, we'll try to focus how you benefited from this health system in Canada, and what it would have meant if it was elsewhere. Say, like, let's talk about the Canadian health system. You got there a few years into it. You were very ill, and walk us through how you got sick, what you had to do, and how you ended up getting the surgery, major surgery, how long it took you to heal, and all that. So please tell us your story. It's not a happy story, but it ended happily, and we are thankful for that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so as I said, I came to Canada 10 years ago, and things were going well. I was working, and things were going well. And then at some point, I started feeling unwell. And what I noticed is that my left hand side was getting numb. Yeah, the left hand side of my body was getting numb.
Yes.
Yeah, like my fingers were numb and my leg, I was shuffling when walking, and I couldn't hold. Like if I held a glass, I would just find it fallen and broken. Then I
Oh.
was wondering what's happening. Then what I found strange is even when I was wearing a glove in winter, I would put in the glove in my hand and realize two fingers were in one glove finger.
Yes.
So I, that wasn't happening before. So it's like I couldn't feel my fingers. So
Yes.
they couldn't go into the right slot, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
So it was very concerning. And because of that, I decided to seek medical attention. I went to the doctor, my family doctor, and my family doctor referred me to a neurologist who did various tests. She even inserted, you won't believe it, safety pins into my skin. I was crying in pain.
Wow.
So she was, anyway, trying to get the sensation. She did a very comprehensive test. She was
Yes.
trying to get if I had sensation. And of course, at some point I had sensation and I was crying. But of course, she was very sorry. She was a very thorough doctor and
Yes.
is somebody I relate very well with up to date.
Yes.
Yeah, so I knew it was good and she kept comforting me in the way she could. And then the test was over, and then she told me that, oh, Rose, and we are gonna send you for MRI. And when the MRI came back, she told me now I have to send you to a neurosurgeon. You need to have surgery.
Wow.
So that was at the start of the pandemic, of the COVID pandemic. And you
Oh.
know how it was, everything shut down
Yeah.
and the people are wearing masks and all that. So the
Yes.
first time I was supposed to do surgery was in 2021, but that was right at the height of COVID.
Yeah.
And then I just started a new job. And additionally, I started a new job. So many things were happening. There was COVID, so I was scared. The doctor tried to assure me it would be okay. And then I decided to postpone it against my better judgment.
Yes.
So by the time they were doing, by the time now I was ready for surgery, somehow ready in quotes,
Yes.
I the situation had gotten much worse.
Oh.
The condition is called cervical stenosis. I had severe cervical stenosis.
Oh.
So what this meant is my spinal cord was being compressed by the vertebrae. There was no space for the vertebrae to pass.
Yeah.
For the spinal cord to pass.
Yes.
And because of that, my nerves were affected, and thus the condition of my hands and feet and the left hand side of my body, particularly the
Oh my
impact.
goodness.
Yeah. So that was what I had. Yeah. So by the time, so I failed to do the surgery in 2021 because of a new job.
Yes.
And then the COVID, I was scared of what would happen. Maybe I would get an infection and not get it and all that. Although the doctor had assured me it would be okay, but I must say I was scared.
So you
But
postponed it for a
when I
whole
was doing
year.
I postponed it for a whole year. So when I was doing it the next time, of course, it had gotten even worse. But the
Yes.
doctor said, still, at least you'll arrest any further deterioration. So I decided to go ahead.
Yes. So
Yes.
so that means you could
Please go on.
function, even though you were not functioning
Yes.
perfectly, but you could function. Were you in a lot of pain, or you
I
were just not functioning very well?
I was not functioning very well, and I had a lot of nerve pain,
Yes.
and
Yes.
nerve pain, nothing cools it,
Yes.
You just try to manage it, but it's not something that you can even describe sometimes,
I can
the pain will be
imagine.
so
So
much
you
and
were
all
able
that.
to go
Yeah.
through this for a whole year.
For a whole year, yeah, because of fear and because of so many of these other
COVID, of course.
considerations, as I said.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
let me find out here.
So,
All these stages of treatments, what did you have to pay?
yeah. Oh, I didn't have to pay anything.
Wow.
I didn't have to pay a single cent. You won't believe it. Yeah, I had so many MRIs, CT scan, I don't know what. The names are even just, there are too many.
So
Yeah.
all these
So,
were covered by the health system in Canada. You didn't have to pay a cent.
Yeah, all these were covered by this health system in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. So I finally had the operation on July 5th,
Yes.
2022.
Yes.
And it was a 6-hour operation,
Ooh.
neck surgery at the back of my neck.
Oh.
So if you notice, I probably have I'm not so straight as I was or tall as I was or something.
No, it doesn't show. It
might-
doesn't show unless I see you like we
doesn't
are
show.
together, in person.
Yeah.
It doesn't show.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So that's what happened.
Yes.
And so I had the surgery. I stayed in hospital for about a month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. First of all, in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Yes.
ICU, and then the general ward, and then I was taken to the what they call the rehab.
Yes.
I was taken to rehab
Yes.
for about another month. Yeah. Then after that, I was discharged home.
Yes.
And there was somebody coming in to help me with the cleaning and even to take care of my personal care.
Let me get this. Let me get this for a minute. So this long surgery, 6-hour surgery, stay in hospital for what, 1.5 months? All this, you didn't have to pay anything.
No, I didn't have to pay anything.
Now,
and of course, there are various tests, a lot of medication, and a lot of consultations with all manner of doctors.
And therapy, subsequent therapy, all that was taken care of.
Yeah, physiotherapy and all that, all those were taken care of.
Wow.
Yeah. Occupational
what a system.
therapy.
What a system.
I know, yes.
And then somebody who was following up,
medical...
taking care of you at home. Was that you to pay, or
yes,
that was also part of the system?
No, that was also part of the system for about 3 months.
Wow.
After the surgery. I had somebody coming in about, was it thrice a week?
Yes.
Every alternative day.
Wow.
Come. Yeah.
What a world. I mean,
So
I would love
really
to be in a place like that. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yes.
Because
thank
see,
you so
the
much.
last thing anybody wants is that when you are sick, then you have to worry about the bills. And even some of the most advanced countries, I would say even the United States, you will worry about the bills because it depends on your insurance, it depends on whether they're willing to pay, it depends on so many things. But I think that Canada system is fabulous, don't you think?
It is fabulous. It is fabulous. All my medication was paid for. All the treatment was paid for.
Wow.
And if I was in Kenya, I can only imagine how much it would be. It would be upwards of Kenya shillings 12 million.
And who has that?
The way I see it.
A normal Kenyan who has 12 million,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be over 100,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted because I just wanted to emphasize some areas that are incredibly good.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was a long journey, but with the help of the Canadian healthcare system, I was able to hack it, and the doctor was very happy with the prognosis. They said that I might not be back to where I was, but the surgery stopped any further deterioration.
Wow.
So there was a lot of improvement, not perfect, but there was at least that further deterioration was told. Yeah.
Yes,
So
wonderful.
I,
How do
I
you
was
feel
very
now?
happy with the outcome. I feel much better.
Good.
I'm able to go about my business and all that. I'm a bit
Yes.
slow, but yeah, it's much better really. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I really thank God, and I've been doing follow-ups every 6 months. I go for a follow-up, and they send me for anything they feel they should look into. Like recently I consulted the neurosurgeon, and
Yes.
she had good things to say. Yeah. Hmm.
Wonderful. So,
Yes.
I think
Hmm.
everybody, and especially in our African countries, the foresightedness of the African Union in making this resolution that adopting this resolution that member countries should have universal health care for their
Yeah.
citizens. And this was resolved in 2016. So between 2016 and 2030, is the period that was made that was mandated to the African countries to make sure that by 2030 they actualize or fulfill
Yeah.
the universal health
Hmm.
care. I don't know if we will ever get where Canada's medical system is. And it's amazing, Canada's medical system globally is not even ranked the top best. And yet it is so wonderful from what you're telling me. The best, according
Yeah.
to those who are ranking them, is Singapore. Singapore has the best health system, followed by Japan. And then there's another third
Yeah.
country, and fourth and fifth. And Canada comes about seventh. But still, what they're doing
Yeah.
is really, we would welcome that as heavenly. If we got it here in Kenya, and even Americans would
Yeah.
gloriously love it, because American system is not that better. You have to deal with very
Yeah.
expensive insurances, and then there's no guarantee
Yes.
that they will fulfill what they need to fulfill for you when you need them. Thank you, Rose. This is wonderful. Thank you for being with us here at the Diaspora Point. And let me just tell our viewers, please remember to subscribe and remember to share widely. And please give us a thumbs up. If you do that for us, we will be bringing great guests like Rose. Rose has told us amazing. She has walked us through amazing journey of her life in Canada, especially in relation to the healthcare system. The healthcare system that we are all trying to have in various African countries, here in Kenya and other African countries. We hope we get even half as good as Canada is right now. And, America has its woes on healthcare. Their system is not the best either. It's not as supportive, but we congratulate Canada. Now, keep watching us, keep supporting us, and we'll be getting you more of these guests. Thank you. Kwaheri and bye.
Kwaheri. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Rose.